Credit cards. They can be your best financial tool or your worst nightmare. Used wisely, they build credit, offer rewards, and give flexibility. Used poorly, they can trap you in a cycle of debt that feels impossible to escape. Millions of people fall into this trap every year. And the worst part? It usually starts small. A dinner here, a new phone there, a few "I'll pay it off later" moments. And before you know it, you're drowning in debt. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can use credit cards smartly. You can enjoy the benefits without falling into the traps that banks secretly hope you will fall into. Let's break down exactly how these traps work and how to avoid every single one of them. The first trap is the minimum payment illusion. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. You open your bill and see a $2,000 balance. But then, in bold letters, it says, "Minimum payment due, $40. Sounds manageable, right? That's exactly what the credit card company wants you to think. Because if you only pay the minimum, you will stay in debt for years and pay thousands in interest. They've done the math. If you owe $2,000 at 25% interest and only pay the minimum each month, it could take you over 10 years to pay it off and cost you nearly $3,000 in interest alone. That's why the first rule is simple. Always pay more than the minimum. If you can, pay the full balance every month. If not, at least pay enough to make a real dent in the principal. The second trap is overspending for rewards. Credit card companies are masters of psychology. They know people love rewards, cashback, travel points, fancy perks. And yes, rewards can be great, but only if you're not overspending to get them. Many people end up spending more just to earn points. But those points are worth far less than the interest you will pay if you carry a balance. Think of it this way. You might earn 2% cashback, but if you pay 25% interest on unpaid balances, you're not winning. You're losing badly. Use rewards as a bonus for spending you were going to do anyway, never as an excuse to spend more. The third trap is credit card stacking. You get one card, then another for the rewards, then another for emergencies. Soon you have got 5 or 6 cards, and keeping track of them becomes impossible. This leads to missed payments, high utilization, and damaged credit scores. It also tricks you into thinking you have more money than you actually do. Just because your cards have a $10,000 combined limit doesn't mean you can spend $10,000. Remember, that's borrowed money, not income. And every dollar spent is a dollar you owe, plus interest. Keep it simple. 1 or 2 cards are usually enough for most people. Use them strategically, not emotionally. The fourth trap is carrying balances because of low interest rates. You get a new offer in the mail. 0% APR for 12 months. It sounds like free money. And for responsible borrowers, it can be if you pay it off in time. But here's the catch. Most people don't. And once the promo period ends, the rate skyrockets to 25% or even 30%. If you haven't paid off that balance, all those months of no interest can suddenly cost you big. Banks know this. That's why they offer it. Because they are betting you will not pay it off in time. The smart move? Only take advantage of low-interest offers if you already have a clear plan to pay them off before the deadline. The fifth trap is emotional spending. Credit cards make it easy to buy things when you are stressed, sad, or bored. It is just a tap, swipe, or click. Instant gratification until the bill arrives. Emotional spending is one of the biggest reasons people fall into debt. We tell ourselves, "I deserve this," or "I will pay it off next month." But those small emotional purchases add up fast. The key is awareness. Before every purchase, ask yourself, do I need this? Or am I just buying it to feel better right now? If it's emotional, wait 24 hours before spending. Chances are the impulse will pass. The sixth trap is ignoring your statement. A lot of people never even read their credit card statements. They just see the total, pay something, and move on. That's a big mistake. Because those statements tell you everything. Your spending patterns, fees, interest, and potential fraud. Sometimes banks quietly change your interest rate. Or add small maintenance fees you might not notice. Reading your statement keeps you in control. It's not just about paying bills, it's about managing your money like a pro. The seventh trap is high utilization. This one's sneaky because it affects your credit score, not just your wallet. Utilization means how much of your available credit you are using. If you have a $5,000 limit and owe $4,000, that's 80% utilization, and that's bad. High utilization tells lenders you are financially stretched. Even if you pay on time, your score can drop dramatically. To maintain a strong credit score, try to keep your utilization below 30%. Below 10% is even better. That means if you have a $5,000 limit, keep your balance under $1,500. It's not just about paying, it's about how much you owe relative to your credit limit. The eighth trap is cash advances. This one is dangerous. When you use your credit card to withdraw cash, you are not just borrowing money, you are paying sky-high fees and instant interest. Unlike regular purchases, cash advances start accruing interest immediately, no grace period. And the interest rate is usually higher, sometimes 30% or more. It's one of the most expensive forms of borrowing. Avoid cash advances unless it is a true emergency, and even then, look for other options first. The ninth trap is closing old cards too quickly. You might think closing a card helps your credit, but actually, it can hurt your score. Here's why credit history and available credit both impact your score. When you close an old account, you shorten your average credit history and reduce your total available credit, which can increase your utilization percentage. If the card doesn't have an annual fee, keep it open even if you barely use it. Just make a small purchase occasionally to keep it active. The 10th trap is missing due dates. This one sounds obvious, but it's the fastest way to wreck your credit score. Even one late payment can drop your score by 100 points or more. And late fees can pile up instantly. Set up automatic payments or calendar reminders. Never rely on memory alone. Your payment history is 35% of your credit score, so staying consistent is everything. The 11th trap is falling for buy now, pay later temptations. It's everywhere now. Online stores offering to split payments over 4 months. It feels harmless, but it can lead to overspending just like credit cards. Each small payment adds up. And if you use multiple services at once, you can easily lose track of what you owe. Treat these services like credit cards. If you can't pay it off easily, skip it. The 12th trap is ignoring your credit score altogether. Your credit score isn't just a number, it's your financial reputation. It determines your loan rates, housing options, and even job opportunities. Check it regularly. Use free tools from your bank or credit apps. If you spot errors, dispute them immediately. Staying aware of your score keeps you in control and helps you catch problems before they grow. The 13th trap is not having an emergency fund. Without savings, every emergency becomes a credit card emergency. Car repair? Swipe. Medical bill? Swipe. Unexpected trip? Swipe. And before you realize it, you're buried in debt that never should have existed. Build a small emergency fund. Even $1,000 can make a huge difference. That cushion prevents panic swiping. The 14th trap is treating credit as income. Your credit limit is not your spending power. It is borrowed money, and you will pay dearly for it if you treat it like cash. Rich people use credit strategically. They use cards for convenience and rewards, but they always pay in full. Poor people use credit emotionally. They use it to live above their means and end up paying interest on yesterday's lifestyle. Use credit as a tool, not a lifeline. The 15th trap is not comparing offers. Many people just accept whatever card they are offered first. But every credit card is different. Some have lower rates, better rewards, or fewer fees. Take the time to compare. Look for cards with no annual fee, a low annual percentage rate, and useful rewards. Don't fall for flashy sign-up bonuses that disappear after a few months. Choosing the right card is like choosing a business partner. You want one that works for you, not against you. The 16th trap is never negotiating with your issuer. Most people don't realize you can actually call your credit card company and negotiate. You can ask for a lower interest rate. You can request a waived fee. You can even set up a payment plan if you are struggling. Banks prefer helping you pay than watching you default. It never hurts to ask, and it can save you hundreds. The 17th trap is not tracking your spending. If you don't know where your money goes, you can't control it. Apps like Mint, YNAB, or your bank's built-in tracker can help. Set alerts for when you approach your budget limit. Awareness is your first defense against overspending. And finally, the biggest trap of all, thinking you're immune to credit card debt. It can happen to anyone. Even people who are financially responsible can slip up if they are not careful. Credit cards are designed to make spending feel painless. The goal is to get you to swipe without thinking. But if you stay aware, if you plan, track, and pay consistently, you will never fall into their traps. Credit cards are not evil. They're just tools. And like any tool, they can build or destroy depending on how you use them. Use them wisely, and they will help you build credit, earn rewards, and reach financial freedom. Use them recklessly, and they will keep you trapped in a debt cycle for years. The choice is yours. So take control today. Review your cards. Pay down balances. Track your spending. Build your emergency fund. And remember, financial freedom doesn't come from having credit. It comes from mastering it. If you found this helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because breaking free from debt starts with awareness, and that awareness starts right here.